So today we're diving into a topic that's probably going to ruffle a few feathers, but let's face it, you wouldn't be here if you weren't ready to hear the truth, right? We're talking about the real reasons women don't like you. I'm not going to be sugarcoating anything, so if you're ready for some brutal honesty, stick around, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you approach women forever. Jessica OS here. This is my YouTube channel. Let's be real. If you're tired of being ghosted, friend-zoned, and flat out rejected, you need to hear this. Number one, you're giving off desperation vibes. This one hurts. Women can smell desperation from a mile away, and it's the biggest turnoff. You're texting too much, agreeing to everything she says, or worse, acting like her doormat. That kind of behavior doesn't scream confidence. It actually screams, "I'll do anything for your attention." And let's be honest, no woman wants a man who's so desperate he loses his sense of self. You need to stop being so available all the time. Learn to set boundaries and have a life outside your interactions with her. Trust me, it'll make you infinitely more attractive. Number two, you're too nice. Yeah, that's a thing. I actually have a whole video I did about how you need to stop being a nice guy. And this goes into details. So if you're interested in discovering more about that, you can actually watch that video next, and I'll leave a link to that video in the video description. Now guys, I'm not telling you to be a jerk, but if you're constantly bending over backwards, putting her needs before yours and never challenging her, guess what? You're boring her. Women want a man who can stand up for himself, someone who's not afraid to challenge her when she's wrong. Being a nice guy doesn't mean you have to be a pushover. Women are drawn to men who are kind and assertive, who have their own opinions, who aren't afraid to speak their mind. If you're always agreeing with her, you're making yourself forgettable. So it's time to stop being Mr. Nice Guy and start being Mr. Assertive. Number three, you lack ambition. Here's one that's a deal breaker for many women. If you're coasting through life without any real goals or drive, she's not going to be interested in you. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a vision of their future, who are more motivated to achieve something bigger than themselves. If you're stuck in the same dead-end job with no plans to level up, you're signaling to her that you're okay with mediocrity, right? And that's a huge turnoff. Let me break this down a little bit more. Now, ambition isn't just about having a flashy career or making loads of money. It's about showing that you're interested in your future and actively working towards it. Now, when a woman sees that you have goals, whether it's advancing your job, starting a side hustle, or even mastering a new skill, it tells her that you're driven and that you're not just letting life happen to you, but you're actively shaping your own path. And here's the thing, ambition is contagious. So when you're passionate about your goal, it's inspiring. It makes her see you as someone who's going places, someone that she can envision a future with. But if you're just drifting along, content with the barest minimum, it's hard for her to get excited about where your relationship might be headed. She might just start to wonder if you're going to be complacent in other areas too, like in your relationship with her. It's not about having everything figured out. Remember this, it's about showing that you're working on it. Women want to see that you're proactive about improving yourself and your situation. It's about having the mindset that you're constantly growing, you're constantly striving to be better. Whether that means going back to school, picking up a new hobby, or just setting personal challenges. It shows that you're a man with a purpose. Start setting those goals, even if they're small. Actively work towards them, whether it's in your career, your personal life, your hobbies. Show her that you're a man with a plan. Trust me, nothing is sexier than a man on a mission. Because here's the truth. When you're ambitious, you're not just showing her that you're focused on your future, you're also showing her that you're someone worth investing time, effort, love, energy into. And that's what you want. Number four, you're emotionally unavailable, and in a bad way. I'll explain. And this one's a little tricky, right? But let's get into it. Now, I know that there's a lot of talk about, for instance, how women like a man who is a little mysterious. But if you're completely closed off, she's going to lose interest really fast. Now, women want to connect on an emotional level. If you're not sharing anything about your feelings, your past, your dreams, you're putting up this wall that she wouldn't want to climb. Okay, look, emotional unavailability isn't just about avoiding deep conversations. It's about creating a barrier that prevents genuine connection. When you keep your guard up all the time, she starts to feel like she's being kept at arm's length, like she's only scratching the surface of who you are. And trust me, it's exhausting for her. A relationship is built on trust, vulnerability, openness. If you're not willing to share a part of yourself, it sends a clear message that you're not ready to let her in, right? And here's the catch. Being emotionally available doesn't mean necessarily spilling your guts on the first date. It's about being open to sharing bits of yourself as the relationship grows. It's about letting her see that you're more than just a surface level guy that she met, okay? Maybe it's talking about a challenge you've overcome, a passion that drives you, or even a fear that you're working on. These things might seem small, but they're the building blocks of emotional intimacy. Now, I get it. Being vulnerable can be risky. It might feel like you're exposing yourself to potential hurt, but here's the reality. If you never take that risk, you'll never experience the deep connection that makes relationships truly fulfilling. Women want to know that there's more to you than meets the eye, that you have layers like an onion, right? And depth. When you open up even just a little, it shows that you trust her with your thoughts and feelings, and that's a really powerful thing. Number 5, you're stuck in the past. Major red flag. When you're stuck in the past, whether it's reminiscing about your ex, dwelling on your past failures, or glorifying the good old days, you're essentially showing her that you're not ready to embrace what's ahead. Okay. Now, this behavior is more than just a bad habit. It's a red flag that signals emotional baggage that you haven't dealt with. And no woman wants to compete with ghosts from your past or feel like she's just a placeholder until you sort out all your issues, right? Think about it. If you're constantly bringing up your ex, she's going to wonder if you're still emotionally attached, or worse, if you're comparing her to someone she'll never measure up to. If you're always talking about how you used to be or the mistakes you've made, she's going to question whether you've learned from them at all, or if you're just stuck in this cycle of regret. And if you're fixated on how things were better before, you're telling her that the present and the future you could have together doesn't measure up. It's time to let go of whatever's holding you back. The past should be a place of learning, not a place of residence. Learn from your experience, but don't let them define who you are today or who you could be tomorrow. When you show her that you're ready to move forward and that you're focused on creating a future with her, it signals that you're emotionally mature and ready for something real. Women are attracted to men who can acknowledge their past without being imprisoned by it. Men who are eager to build something new, something exciting, something meaningful. Show her that you're ready to create new memories with her. Memories that don't involve anyone else but the two of you. Whether it's planning future adventures, setting goals as a couple, or just being fully present in the time that you spend together, these are things that will build a strong, lasting connection. Leave the past where it belongs and focus on what's right in front of you, the opportunity to build something amazing with someone who's ready to move forward with you and by your side. Now, I know some of this might be tough to hear, but the good news is that if you recognize any of these behaviors in yourself, there's always a chance and an opportunity to change. The first step is being aware that they exist. The second is action. So which of these are you going to start working on today? Drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because I've got plenty more real talk coming your way and you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video for sure. My name is Jessica OS. Cheers.